So thank you all for being here. We are so excited at Alltown Fresh and Global Partners to be part of this community and to be able to serve this amazing food that's mostly locally sourced, that has that some of it's better for you. We are redefining roadside dining, and we're very excited to be here and excited to share that with you. But I think part of looking toward the future, you need to make sure you honor the past and look back on what was here and what we're building upon, right? This is an amazing new concept, but a lot of people have put a lot into this town, into this land, and we want to honor that today. So we have a plaque. This is a temporary plaque. We have one coming that will be on the stone itself that will honor the families who resided on this land, which was formerly known as Claflinville, which is a sublet of Hopkinton. And the corner where Alltown Fresh is located right now, used to be referred to Claflinville Four Corners. And a number of Claflinville families have contributed to this community and helping to grow it, and I want to recognize them now. So the Claflin family, the Creedon family, the Doyle family, the Fairbanks family, the Holt family, the King family, the Kistner family, the Stone family, and the Warren family. That's all part of the history of this wonderful town. And I'd love to have Cliff come up and again, part of reflecting, looking toward the future is reflecting on the past. And I'd love just on behalf of the families for you to maybe give us a little bit of history or a story or tell us something about this.
Well, it only comes from me being informed by the legacy of my grandmother and my daughter's grandmother, great-great-grandmother, and we can talk about generational funnel down. But I'm going to bring up one story that really kind of sets the tone from the past to the present. And that is a story that my grandmother had told me over and over and over again about how when her father got married, he was living in Millis, and because they had gotten married, they had to find a new job and a new home because he had to make more money. So what he did was he found this row house here in Hopkinton, and he's from a long line of axemen and tree cutters. So they were hired to come here and to help clear the town of Hopkinton post their incorporation in 1715. What was happening uptown was that it was a shoe manufacturing companies that were here, and fire seemed to be one of the biggest downfalls. So through all of the changes that came, my daughter's great-great-grandfather had to come here, who in those days there was no, either you owned a mule and a carriage, or you had a wheelbarrow. And there's a photo here presenting the home that we grew up in, my family grew up in, and when they got married, he had to move here. And so he didn't have a mule or a trailer, a carriage. So what he ended up doing was pulling his wheelbarrow, putting one piece of furniture in it, walking from Millis through the woods to get here, drop off the furniture, turn around and go back to Millis, sleep, and then come do the same thing the next day until he moved everything that he had here. And then they proceeded to go on to help clear the town of Hopkinton of all the business spaces that needed to be presented and homes that needed to be developed. So I look to that and I say, what a great thing for me to know through the changes and my daughter growing up here and going into the future, how it changes the lives of so many. I want to thank you all for the contributions that you have given for all the years that you've stayed in Hopkinton. And I'm very humbled to have known all of you and to have served with you and to have looked into the past to create a future that is much more than we could ever have imagined. Thank you so much.
We were talking earlier about the transition of this property and why we're here today. And this was a handshake agreement, right?
Yes, it was.
So our CEO is Eric Slifka, who is one of the most honorable people I've ever met, and the fact that this was based on a handshake, and that being a good part of the community and being a good community member is honor and commitment, right? And I think this is what that stands for, right? We're here to be a good part of the community, honor all of our commitments, and be a good citizen here. And what's also interesting is that the money that you were able to get from this is actually, procure is a good word, is actually going toward building a treehouse resort in the Carolinas, kind of border of Carolina, Virginia, and
Carolina, Tennessee, and Georgia.
So
North Carolina, Tennessee, and Georgia.
So a sustainably built, sustainable,
green, environmentally conscious teaching aspect for the corporate world and everybody in the world to come to and to unite as one and look into the future to find the changes that we're looking for. But in a whimsical way of coming into the trees and into nature so that you all get to see the way that life should be and subtleties of natural surroundings and what we're trying to change in the world today. So I hope that is a platform that everybody can gravitate to. And that's my gift from me and my family back again to the world in hopes that we can unify people. So that's one of our hopes. Thank you so much. Thank you.
And sustainability is a big part of what we do. Josh and his team tries to source everything he possibly can locally. We're doing things the right way. We're getting eggs from free-range chickens. We're getting responsibly raised meat. So everything we do is about that and is moving toward the future. So I want to recognize one more person from the Nipmuc Tribal Nation. Strong Eagle is here. Glad you're here. I am sad that we didn't ask him in advance to play the flute, and he didn't bring his flute today, and that's our fault because we forgot to ask. But we're excited to hear you play at some point. Yeah, so thank you for being here.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Finally, I want to. We've planted 2 trees here. One representing an elm tree representing the past, and one representing the future. So these will grow and be strong and represent the past and the future of this great town and this great site. So
I'd like to interject. I'd like to also incorporate a thank you, very, very huge thank you to the contributors that have helped to make this what it is today. And one of those people are Jeff Doherty, who has really gone way above. If you all understand something, I was in North Carolina for the last 7 months doing a ground shoveling, breaking ground down in North Carolina. And because I was not able to be here, Mr. Doherty took on all the responsibility of putting everything together, tying all the knots together, and really standing above what his aspect could have been or should have been. I really appreciate that. And Mr. Mezet, thank you, sir, so much for the contribution of one of the trees, and you're helping us to plant them into the ground. You've been very integral to this town, and we very much appreciate everything that you've given back to this town, from legacies north and south to everything else that your family has endured through all these times. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And Sandy Altamira, thank you so much for all the contributions you have given to this town, and Mariel Kramer, and I can talk Eric Sonnet, Ken Weissmental, Chief of the Fire, Police,
John Bennett.
Claire Wright, and so many more, and my friend, my very good friend, Robert Falcione, and Strong Eagle, all of you, and even the media, everybody, thank you so much for coming, and Fairbanks, the Fairbanks family, thank you so much. I hope I didn't miss anybody, but this means so much to me, and I hope that it makes the light shine in all of you the same way I feel. Thank you.
So thank you again so much for having us into your community and welcoming us to the land. We invite you to come and taste our food. Josh and his team has prepared some delicious